We're on the Broad Street line doing subway interviews now. I'm Joe Thomas in the morning because, well, Radio Row is just all that. And joining us now, is Bernie supporter. And what's your name, sir?
My name's Matt Hiltman.
Matt, where'd you come up from for the convention?
I drove up from Atlanta, Georgia.
That's a heck of a drive for this. Are you a delegate?
I'm not a delegate, just a supporter of Bernie.
So you came up just to voice your approval for Bernie and hope that he would get the nomination?
Right. Not only my approval for Bernie, but I'm very upset with the DNC.
Now, that was even before the email scandal and the WikiLeaks and all the emails from the DNC chronicling what a lot of you had said for some time. Do you feel vindicated, at least to the point, we've talked to some other delegates who said that at least now they don't feel like they're wearing tinfoil hats and conspiracy theorists?
That is nice. That's a nice benefit. Thank you, Debbie, for proving us right. I honestly had no opinion on the DNC prior to all that went down, but now I am very displeased with them, and I do not consider myself a Democrat anymore. I consider myself an independent. I think that anyone who truly follows Bernie's message will leave the Democratic Party and become an independent.
Now, when you talk about Bernie's message, what were the parts of Bernie's message that were compelling to you?
Oh, that's a deep question. I think that would require some thought, but...
That's what they pay me the big bucks for. That's why I'm doing interviews on subway trains.
Yeah. Let's see. There's a few... First off, Bernie's record was, for me, the most impressive. That he is a black sheep in politics in a good way, in that he does stick to his message. Hillary, one of the things that bothers me about her is her voting record. It seems she goes with whatever is beneficial for her. I personally will not be happy to vote for anyone who approved of the Iraq war. I was a 14-year-old boy at the time that we went to war with Iraq, and even I could tell that Iraq posed no threat to us. They had Scud missiles. It doesn't take a genius to figure out that we don't need to be over there fighting.
So you weren't going to support Hillary as the nominee. She officially became the nominee, first female major party nominee. Have you decided on the other three candidates?
Doors are closing.
By the way, the best whistle in all of metropolitan subway trains.
Yes. I think we've got a long 3 months ahead of us till the general election. I'm making no promises about who I'm going to vote for.
Doors are closing.
I will, of course, support anyone who is not Donald Trump.
Okay, so you're never #never Trump.
Right, of course, never Trump.
So it's between Gary Johnson and Jill Stein.
Currently. Again, I think we have a long way to go. I wouldn't be surprised if some major stuff went down. I plan to, again, officially leave the Democratic Party on the dim exit this Friday, the 29th. I plan to switch my party officially online from Democrat to Independent to send a message to the Democratic Party that this is not acceptable. Hillary is not an acceptable candidate for us, and we want Bernie still.
So do you think Bernie might still jump in?
I'm making no predictions, but I can only hope.
So there's a big exodus, not being a member of the Democratic Party. It sounds like you guys are following Britain and the Brexit. You're having a Demsic.
Yeah, dim exit is I think the term that we're thinking of now. I'm going down to FDR Park every day, talking with people, figuring out what our best strategy is to send a message that this is not okay. The fraud is not okay.
And of course, that's what happens also when you're doing live television or radio in a subway car. So last question for you then. What is it you want to hear from a candidate, if Gary Johnson or Jill Stein are listening, that you find to be the most compelling, that it's going to be the deal maker for you?
Well, honestly, I'm not so sure on Gary Johnson. I haven't done much research with him. I'm a favor of anybody who recognizes the danger that environmental policies have and who really prioritizes the environment. So if Bernie and Jill Stein were to pair up, I would, of course, vote for them. I'm hoping that the Democratic Party can come to its senses because, we do need a viable alternative to Trump.
Well, let me ask you this one, because I've proposed that at very least the first reform that should happen is the loss of automatic ballot access for the two political parties. I feel like that's the commodity that they sell to their contributors, but it gives them this sort of unconstitutional fourth branch of government that they've become, and I'd like to see that taken away. What do you think of that?
That sounds like a wonderful strategy. I've got not much political education, but I do know enough to know that two parties is ridiculous. We're now seeing the fruits of the two-party system. The corruption, it's un-American.
Well, thank you very much. It's Joe Thomas live from the Broad Street line.